Jared, welcome. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Pleasure to be here. It's nice to meet you.
Absolutely. So for context for everyone listening, we met about 5 minutes ago before I hit the record. So this is as much an introductory call as it is a podcast. So I've been watching what's been going on with Lux Lions for the past month or so, and it looks like everything is just absolutely kicking off at the moment. Could you tell me a bit about Lux Lions, what the idea for the project was, what the genesis was, where are you, and how did you end up here?
Absolutely. I mean, this is an amazing story for anyone who's never heard about Lux or about to learn about Lux. So I got a little bit about myself. I got involved in crypto in 2017. My background's in IT, and I just became fascinated with blockchain and DLT technology. Then I started digging into what Ripple was doing as a company, and cross-border payments is such a broken system. All these Vostro accounts, all this dormant capital being held around the world. As I dove into what Ripple was doing, I ran into XRP, and I just wanted a platform to talk to people on. My friends were just like, listen, Jared, we don't want to hear it anymore. So I took everything over to Twitter. I quickly grew a Twitter following over 100,000 people on the channel. I then took my talents over to YouTube about 2 years ago. Have over 13 million views on YouTube within the past 2 years. About 58,000 people subscribed to the channel. This is when NFTs started to really blow up. Bored Apes was the big name out there. A lot of my community was reaching out to me through the comments, through my email section, through DMs. They're like, and everyone calls me Rip on Twitter. My handle's Ripple Van Winkle. It's a little play off of a bourbon and Ripple the company. They're like, Rip, I don't understand NFTs. I don't know who to trust. It just looks like a bunch of different pictures out there that people are selling for crazy money. Like, you really need to get into the NFT game. We want a trusted face behind the project. We want to learn about them. That we love your content. You really educate us. No problem. But let me start digging into NFTs more. That's how Lux Lions came about. Lux Lions, we took a line, luxury. That's what we were looking at. We started with our original collection, which was the OG collection, sold out 48 hours, 2,500 NFTs. My community really responded. Since then, I was like, there needs to be more to Lux than people just holding an NFT. What can we do to really spice this thing up? We came out with our Gen 2s. And what we started to do was give people back a crypto reward each month for holding the NFT project. So they held our NFTs. The first of the month, we take a snapshot of all holders. We give them back XRP as a reward. This helps build our ecosystem. It gives people faith in the project because as we grow and as we build out Lux, they are still earning along the way here. So it's kind of like a win-win for everyone, right? And people see this as being very attractive because they're not just sitting back holding a picture. They're like, all right, let's take this project to the next level. What should we do next? I saw crypto.com put out a breeding lab. I was like, this is phenomenal. My project's built
Mhm.
down upon the XRP ledger. We haven't had this. NFTs are very new to the XRP ledger. So we created a breeding lab, kind of bringing a whole gamification piece to the project. People can come in, they can take the creative sides, they can pick all the treats. They see the NFT creator right in front of their very eyes and they can mint it to their wallet. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Now we're going to bring in pack openings. You could open a pack of cards like when you were a kid. You ripped open baseball cards, you look for a rare baseball card, you got excited because you got your favorite player. We're bringing that over now to the XRP ledger and Lux Lions. We're always looking for a way to improve, to take the project to the next level. We're looking for a way to bring in more people, educate them on NFTs, educate them on blockchain technology, XRP to token, the XRP ledger, and all the different possibilities. And I'm telling you, over the past month, after signing the deal with BBA and getting these guys involved, it's been a roller coaster. Where this project is going to go, I can't even picture 6 to 12 months from now where this project is going to go because it's really, sky's the limit for us.
Look, you, this is the past 6 weeks, month or so. When did the original project actually launch? Was this big fall, the bear market, the bottom fell out of the market, everything died for a couple of years?
Yeah. So the original project probably launched 18 months ago. That was the
Yep.
OG. It was a bear market. I like to tell everyone, listen, we're bear market survivors. If
Yep.
your project is going to last through a bear market, imagine what it's going to do in a bull market. And the Bitcoin halving is about 2 months away. We're going to see a flood of money enter this space. We're going to see an NFT bull run. We're going to see NFTs go crazy again. And the projects who are still around, who've been innovating, they're going to be the ones that come out on top. I like to tell people, you are still early to the NFT game. You're still early to the crypto game at this point. The fact that we are still around and that we are growing each and every single day, it's a very good sign for the project in itself.
So you've been working with, or we've been working with BBA for 6 weeks or so now. What has that experience been like?
Oh man, it's been amazing. I've never expected anything like this. I never thought I would be in a position like this. You have a project, you come out, you don't know where it's going to go. I was able to sign a deal with them, just hearing them, and the people they're able to get me in front of the marketing campaign we did. I think it had over 1.5 million views on it. 1.5 million views looking at my NFT project, gauging interest in it. I get to talk to you. I got a couple of other podcasts set up. I never thought in a million years the people I would be sitting in front of and talking to and educating and telling them about Lux Lions would be where it's at. And that's only 6 weeks. What's 6 months going to hold for the Lux Lions? What's 6 months going to hold for myself and for the community? The hype is amazing over in the Discord. Everyone's so excited. Like, Rick, when's the next meeting? When's the next announcement? I'm like, listen, it's coming. I'm like, you just got to give me time. I'm like, but it's coming. I don't disappoint you guys.
Fantastic. So with the marketing campaign, you mentioned 1.5 million views there. What did the campaign look like? Because that's a pretty big number in a very short space of time. What happened? What did we do?
Yeah, so we showed off pretty much Lux bare bones to where we are, right? We showed off the breeding lab. We gave
Yep.
away actually free potions where people can come into the lab and create their NFTs, which is absolutely amazing because people had no idea about, you know, is this even a possibility? What's a breeding lab? What's a mutation lab? They got to experience firsthand. That was part of it. I'm like, listen, you want to know about it? No problem. Give me your wallet. I'll set you up. I'll fund it. I'll activate it. Let me get you in. Start learning about NFTs. Start learning about Lux Lions, and this can really start expanding, people's portfolios and getting them more involved into the crypto and DLT game. Then they learned about my YouTube channel, what I was doing, the education I put them on. I do 2 videos a day on crypto. That's how much news there is. I like to educate, give everyone the latest news. I always tell them, listen, do your own research. I'll present the information that you might miss. Let's face it, not everyone has time to sit down in front of a computer each and every single day, look through all the crypto news. There's a lot of it. And for me to break it down for them in a 10 to 12-minute segment, hitting the key points on it, it really helps educate and bring people up to date on what's going on in the world of cryptocurrency and blockchain tech.
So your background, I'm gonna have to edit this a bit. You might be able to hear the dog howling in the background, but it's all good. So your background, you mentioned you were, what were you doing beforehand?
So IT work, my background's in IT. I've been
Yeah.
involved with, computers, websites, codes since probably about 13. Just
Hmm.
I can't get away from it. Everything, that evolves around what I do is research on a computer, looking to always improve something, looking to fix problems that are out there. And that kind of segued me into, Ripple and what to do. And I said cross-border
Yep.
payment. I mean, the old Swift system is so broken, and what XRP can do to move value like that. It's fascinating. And we can send an email anywhere in the world, 3 seconds, you get it. But you're going to tell me it's going to take 3 to 5 days to send and receive money. It's a broken system. And I see such a huge opportunity with the XRP ledger and with the XRP token. That's why I built out the project on top of the ledger. I mean, it's super cheap. We compare it to Ethereum. Gas fees during a bull market, they're through the roof. The XRP ledger is less than a cent. It's practically free to send a transaction. So to mint these NFTs, it's nothing. It's pennies compared to if you look at like an ETH or a Bitcoin. It's sky high, especially when those networks start to get congested.
Mm. What was the experience like building on XRP with the backdrop of everything that was going on with Ripple and the SEC?
So it was tough. It was not easy, especially with NFTs being so new to the ledger. A lot of the devs that I work with, and we have about a team of 12 devs right now that we actually had to help educate them on the XRP ledger. People didn't know it. They knew Ethereum, they knew Solana, they knew Bitcoin, they knew those chains. We really had to educate our devs on the ledger and how it worked. So it wasn't easy. It was definitely a learning curve, but we got it down with it being so new. But what I like to say, it's new, but we have first mover advantage, which is huge in this market.
Absolutely. I mean, the perception around XRP over the course of the past couple of years, there's the post ICO, are they selling? Are they not? What's going on with the foundation? What's going on with the SEC? And then you've got the new technology with NFTs being deployed on the ledger, coupled with the fact that people don't really understand it. Against that backdrop of not really knowing where Ripple stands in the big picture, I can imagine that being not the easiest set of circumstances to navigate, especially as a new project. How have the perceptions changed post ruling? So now there's a little bit of clarity in regard to what's going on with Ripple, what's going on with XRP. What happened after that?
Yeah, so I think post ruling, and there's still one more ruling out there about Ripple institutional sales, but I think in regards to the XRP token, with having clarity in the US, I think we're going to see a lot more projects come to the XRP ledger, which is going to help development, which is going to help volume, which at the end of the day, it's going to help bring attention to the ledger, which is going to help bring attention to Lux Lions NFT project as a whole. So clarity was huge, especially being the first token within the US to have regulatory clarity. Now these other chains out there where people are building on top of, where they kind of have that dark, cloud around them. They don't know, hey, is the SEC going to come after maybe Ethereum or Cardano? They don't know. So hopefully we start to see more projects come over to the ledger because of that clarity piece.
Mm. Interesting. The US is complicated as
There.
a market at the moment. And are you incorporated based operating out of the US
Yeah.
right now? How has that experience been with everything that's been going on with the SEC and the various other three-letter agencies and the varying inconsistent perspectives on what this technology is, what you can and cannot do with it?
Yeah, so I mean, everything we do, we have to be very careful, right? We want to make sure we're playing by the books. We need to get legal clarity before we do anything, or at least, talk to someone, talk to a lawyer that's going to be like, this seems good to me. But I mean, it's tough to operate anything when you don't know the rules. If
Yep.
you don't know the rules, it's kind of just like, well, what are the rules? If we don't know them, is this going to be fair game? Is this not going to be fair game? Are they going to come after us down the line? You don't know. So you kind of, you're walking on that thin line there. So it's been complicated, but we kind of tiptoe around it. We make sure that we see what the SEC is trying to say and play within their boundaries.
Hmm. And I imagine that's quite difficult when it seems like sometimes the SEC doesn't know what it's trying to say, let alone the people who are trying to interpret what the SEC is trying to say. Have decisions or lack of decisions or lack of clarity that you've had to navigate up until this point, have they had an impact on what you wanted to do with the project? Have there been direction changes that you've had to make or accommodate for various things that have happened?
Yeah, well, oh, 100%. I mean, we had to change avenues multiple times because we weren't sure. I mean, we were even looking at taking Lux out of the US, which is always a possibility at this point, just so we can kind of execute how we want to execute. As far as like if we want to do any kind of token listings, that gets very, very difficult, especially with being within the US. Who knows if NFTs are going to be considered securities at one point? I mean, as we just stated, the SEC doesn't know. I don't think the SEC even really understands what an NFT is. I mean, it's digital art. I know they had a meeting a couple of weeks ago at this point where one of the congressmen came up and he was like, "So you're telling me if someone buys a playing card and they sell a playing card for money, that's a security? Like, is a concert ticket a security? If I buy it directly from the venue and I try to make money on it, is that a security as well?" It's tough. It's a tough environment, but it definitely has impacted what we want to do. But we're gonna find a way around it, whether that's even taking Lux out of the US, getting legal clarity, or just changing the roadmap in the way that we go about the project.
So what does the roadmap look like at the moment? You've had the past 6 weeks of insanity and 1.5 million views. What's coming next?
Yeah, so coming next, we're definitely going to build out our own minting site. We want to take control. I'm all about having control. I don't like relying on third parties, especially for minting. Bringing a minting site over under the Lux umbrella. We're going to have those pack openings that are going to get opened as well. After that, we are looking to incorporate a gaming token because we have two metaverse partnerships on board that can be used as kind of a payment utility token within those metaverses and also be used on our minting site. So that's kind of like our bigger picture for this year to knock those out and get them done. And hopefully, look, maybe even take Lux Lions out of the US to get some more clarity so we can execute on everything.
Fantastic. What about LuxLions' position in the wider Ripple landscape and the wider Web3 landscape? You transitioned from more traditional IT background into this industry, as I understand it, with the looking for creative ways to solve problems. So be that cross-border payments for Ripple, for example. Well, where do you see LuxLions going as part of the wider Web3 experience for users?
Yeah, so just a couple of months ago, we actually took over the number two spot on the XRP ledger for NFT projects, which is huge. And this is before the BBA deal. So I mean, I see that number one spot coming for us hopefully this year, which is going to be a huge achievement. But as we push forward, cross chain, one chain's not going to win it all. Cross chains, getting different people in from different chains, opening it up even to an Ethereum. I know we already built that on top of the Corium network. just bringing in all these different chains and expanding the user base. And as Lux, I like to say, we want to be that one-stop shop. Come over to our minting site, choose where you want to mint your NFT on, which platform do you prefer. We just want to do it. We want to be like the Amazon for NFTs. We want to bring it all to Lux Lions.
Fantastic. Well, what about your vision for the wider Web3 experience post bear market? Some people had questions about the viability of NFTs as a technology. I mean, monkey pictures selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're outside of the industry, the use case isn't readily apparent. Where do you see things going now that things are starting to heat up a little bit? I mean, Bitcoin has broken 50K and is sat above 50K at the time of recording. Where do you see things going?
Yes, I mean, when we talk Web3, definitely, I said metaverse, I think is going to play a huge part. They said it's going to be $1 trillion industry by the end of the decade. I think metaverse and having a purpose for a metaverse is going to be huge. A metaverse isn't just a storefront. And I tell people this all the time. People are going to go to the metaverse to buy something. If I want to buy a pair of sneakers, I'm going to Nike's website. I'm going to the mall, I'm going to an outlet. You need a purpose for a metaverse. And that's what we're looking to do. We're looking to bring utility to the metaverse. Education is going to be big. Why not take a class through a metaverse, stream it through there instead of coming through a Zoom? Let's change the way that we are doing things. Especially the world's changing, right? Post pandemic, everything has changed. We've seen everything go digital. The metaverse is going to play into that. There's a reason Facebook rebranded from Facebook to Metaverse. Metaverse is not what people think. It's not just a storefront. There can be utility, there can be purpose, there can be real jobs with inside of a metaverse. I think that is where we're going. I think there's going to be another NFT bull run. I think Lux is definitely going to lead the way as far as NFTs on the XRP ledger and the broader ecosystem. You know, Bored Apes, I love what they did. Cool Cat, Pudgy Penguins, bringing real life merchandise to these stores, but bringing that back to a Web3 landscape. When we look at the breeding lab, my vision, have you walk into a store, buy a Lux Lions little plushie, have a QR code on the bottom, take it, scan it, you get a treat that goes into the breeding lab. You collect all the traits, you build out your own very NFT. So we're taking real life objects, merchandise, we're bringing them back into the Web3 ecosystem. And we're connecting the best of both worlds here.
So getting that really digital experience,
Yeah.
physical digital blend. God, it sounds like you've got a lot on your plate at the moment. I think
Crazy.
yeah. So I think the point that you make around the metaverse is interesting because one of the things that CR says a lot from Animoca is that we're entering into this era of digital property rights, right? Like and NFTs, as I understand it, are they're the foundation of this, right? You're able to prove ownership of digital assets and ownership rights, property rights in the real world are the bedrock of the economy, right? Nothing functions without property rights. And now with NFTs, you have that same kind of possibility, that same ultimately piece of machinery that allows you to own things, truly own things in the digital space.
Yeah.
Where do you see Lux playing in that sort of area?
Yeah. So, I mean, when we look at everything right now, I mean, we're seeing tokenization of real world assets coming. And I think when we put into the blockchain technology and DLT technology, we look at smart contracts. I think real estate is going to play a big piece into this. Cut out the middleman. You can have a smart contract that's going to execute if you want to buy a piece of property. It's genius, right? Why go through all these different hoops and jumps, give everyone their cut? We can do this all in the DLT technology, all on the blockchain. So I think real world tokenization is going to play a big piece. And if we look at that for the metaverse piece, say we have a concert going on in one of our metaverses. Someone wants to rent out, you know, they have a front row where they can view it from their little metaverse property. They can start renting that out. And it's all done through a smart contract saying, hey, you're renting for 7 days. After 7 days, the ownership's coming back to me. You paid them the fee. Smart contracts are going to be absolutely massive. And a lot of people are sleeping on them. They're not doing their research and they just can't envision it, right? A lot of people are stuck in the past. They can't envision the future. But this is where we're going. It's happening in front of our very eyes, but people are just blind to what's going on.
So if someone is blind, they're feeling a bit blindsided with all this, what would you recommend that they do?
Research. You got to do your research, right? I tell everyone on my YouTube show, just because I'm telling you something doesn't mean that this is a good piece of advice or that you should, you know, look into buy a different crypto, invest into a crypto. Do your own research, see what fits your needs, because you need, at the end of the day, you need to keep on top of everything. Someone's not going to be there to handhold you. We can guide you. We can kind of point you in the right directions, but you have to do your own research and see what's actually going on. As I said, post pandemic, everything's moved digital, right? How many cash transactions are you seeing now? Everything is going to that digital form. You see Visa or MasterCard coming out now with their own crypto cards that can be backed, that can be spent. It's happening, but people just, they aren't seeing it. right? They're just stuck in that old way. Like, listen, money's money. I'm going to go pay with cash. A lot of people don't take cash anymore.
Yeah. It's already accelerating at this stage, right? I mean, you're right. I don't remember the last time I used physical cash to pay
Right?
for anything. Everything is Google Pay or tap
Apple
and
Pay.
go, at
Yeah.
least Apple Pay, whatever. And that's not going backwards. That's that's not going to
No.
not happen again. Cool. What are your predictions for 2024 then? You mentioned RWA's real world assets, tokenization. Where are we going this year? I mean, it's been a crazy start for you in particular. Where are you going this year? Where do you think that we're all going as a collective on this crazy journey?
Yeah. So, I mean, crypto as a whole, Bitcoin halving, we know what happens during a halving, right? Prices are going to go absolutely parabolic. How high is Bitcoin going to go? That's the question. We see 100K, 200K. How much of that institutional money is going to enter space? The institutions are here. We see with the Bitcoin ETFs just got approved in the US and looking for Ethereum ETFs. That's not going to be the stop, right? We'll see different ETFs amongst many of these altcoins out there. So I think we're going to get more exposure into the cryptocurrency markets. Lux as a whole, we're going to keep building. That's what we're going to keep doing. We're going to keep building. We're going to keep signing big names. We're going to keep bringing on big time investors to the projects, different advisors to really make sure we hit every single avenue out there. You know, I'm one man, I can't do it all. Sometimes I don't have all the ideas out there. That's what these other people are going to bring to me. Like, hey, you should really be taking advantage of this, or you should go this way. Get onto Ethereum, get onto Solana, and let's get some merch out there. We're just going to keep expanding. We're going to keep growing. You know, the community each and every single day. It just grows. It grows. It's an organic growth as well, which is a beautiful thing. We don't bring bots. We don't do anything like that. Everyone that comes into the Discord is a real person. You know, some people say my Discord has 10,000 people. I go in there, there's two people talking. 10,000. I'd rather have 2,500 real people than have, 10, 20,000 people that are just bots. So Lux is a very tight community. We're going to look to get these other chains involved. We're going to look to expand our NFT lines. We're going to look to get the metaverses up and running. And we're just going to keep looking to build out Lux and sign new partners, bring on new companies and get new advisors on board.
Fantastic. And if someone wants to learn more about Lux, where should they go?
Yeah, definitely check out LuxLionsNFT.com. My YouTube channel is XRP right now. Find me on Twitter, XRP news underscore. My DMs are always open. I get to them. Listen, it's not in a couple of days. Give me a week. They get backed up, but I do make it a job of mine. It's, as an educator, as a social media presence, I like to answer everyone because a lot of people are new to the landscape. I want to make sure that they are shown the right path. They actually understand what is going on and that, they're not falling into some kind of fake project or scam. So I like to educate and I do get back to everyone.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Jared. This sounds like you've got a very big year ahead. I'm very excited to see what you do further with BBA as well. I mean, as you say, right, if this is what 1.5 million views in 6 weeks is one thing, let's see what happens in 6 months.
I can't wait. It's going to be the year of the Lux. That's what I tell everyone. It's going to be the year of the Lions. It's going to be the year of Lux. We're excited, full steam ahead. We just keep on pushing. We keep on grinding. Bear market, bull market, it doesn't matter. We keep growing. We keep innovating.
Fantastic. I'll make sure that all of those links are in the show. Thank you so much for your time today, Jared. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you.